Female-centric coming-of-age films seem to have been all the rage in the last few years, from The Hunger Games, to The Edge of 17, to Electric Children. The purpose of this video is to discuss a few female-centric coming-of-age films that use color to create a nostalgic feeling for the audience. During the development phase for Lady Bird, Greta Gerwig told her cinematographer that she wanted the film to look and feel like a memory. They liked the result that they got from photocopying images over and over and over again. The idea that pictures lost some of their quality from photocopying them really appealed to them. They looked at photos from the French photographer Lise Sarfati as inspiration for how they wanted the film to look. To get this nostalgic look, they even went as far as using vintage Panasonic lenses from the 60s and 70s. When it came to color palettes and post-production grading, Gerwig looked to the paintings of Wayne Thiebaud and Gregory Kondos. They used the color palettes often seen in these paintings, along with some Alexa grain, to give the shots more of a filmic look. This also helped to create the photocopy effect they were going for. When Sofia Coppola was thinking about the color for her debut feature, The Virgin Suicides, she also drew inspiration from 1970s Polaroids and old films. She was specifically inspired by Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock. The washed-out colors of The Virgin Suicides is pulled from that film specifically. The film has a distinct color theme, unnatural blues to signal the loss of innocence, the greens of nature's, and warm tones to signal when things were good in the Libsyn girls' lives. Coppola has a distinct style that carries through all of her films. Pastel and extremely feminine. This can be tracked through the films through the soft lighting and the triadic color themes. The Virgin Suicides created this style, but adds the filmic elements to pull out the nostalgia from the images. Softness of light used in filming helps to create a distinct nostalgic feeling. Using backlighting and soft tones creates a soft image and makes the scene feel like a memory. It's almost like the way you see a memory when you recall it in your mind. In Gia Coppola's feature film debut, Palo Alto, she attempts to create a look that harkens back to films like The Outsiders and Dazed and Confused. She wanted the film to look aged, not overly saturated or contrasty and softer in the blacks. Coppola came from a photography background and pulled from Stephen Shore and William Eggleston. Just like in Lady Bird, Autumn Durald, the film's cinematographer, used vintage 1970s glass in her lenses. This was to give the image a softer feel. Film grain was also added in post, to add to the softness and nostalgic vision. Gia Coppola had the right idea. We take inspiration from past films. We want people to think, hey, this reminds me of, or wow, I can really see their influence here. When we plan how our film is going to look, we often cite other films for reference in color, shot, and editing styles. You may want your film to remind people of films from the silent era, or from French New Wave. Calling back to these visual styles, as Coppola did, can definitely create a sense of nostalgia in an audience, especially the ones that grew up watching old films. And that nostalgia can make us feel closer to the protagonist.